Hi yogis, welcome to day 20 of our advent calendar of yoga. So I thought it might be nice, it's Wednesday, it's hump day, so let's get the body moving in today's practice. So we're going to start with our cat-cow stretches. So coming on to the hands and the knees. You want to bring wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Press down into fingertips, knuckles of the fingers, knuckles of the palms. Give the elbows a little bit of a soften. And as you inhale, we're going to lift tailbone, arch the spine and begin to look forward. As you exhale, we're going to squeeze belly and then draw the chin towards the chest. And then nice breath in, take the spine the other way. Try and open up through the shoulders, the chest. And then exhale, squeeze everything into the spine. So we'll take two more. Inhaling. Exhaling. Starting to connect with that ujjayi breath, breathless sound. Constricting the back of the throat as you breathe in and out. Last one, exhale. Coming to neutral spine. Bringing your feet down, coming into the Balasana child's pose. So just take the arms out in front, bring the forehead down. Give the hips a little bit of a rock from side to side. Connecting with your breath. Breathing into the spine. Taking a moment here to set your sankalpa, your positive intention for your practice today. So from here, just lift the head. We're going to take the hands over to the left hand side and then bring your left arm in slightly, lengthening more through your right arm. We're going to press down into outside edge of right little finger all the way to the right hip and then bring the head back down. So just starting to stretch through the side body. And bring yourself back through center, going to the other side, so left arm longer than the right arm, pressing into the outside edge of the left little finger all the way to the left hip, releasing the head down. A couple of deep breaths there, breathing into the left rib cage. And then drawing yourself back in. Good. Walking your hands up towards you and then coming into a kneeling position. So we're going to take the arms out wide. As you inhale, open up through the chest. And as you exhale, curl yourself in, bring your arms around, give yourself a little hug. And then inhale, open out through the chest. Exhale, cross the other arm on top, giving yourself that little hug, squeezing belly to spine. So we'll do two more. Inhale, open up through the chest. Exhale, hug it in. Good, last one, inhale. And exhale, hug it in. Good, coming back to that neutral position. We're going to take the hands, interlace them behind the back. Take a big breath into the chest. And as you exhale, begin to come forward, back into child's pose, but adding in a shoulder release. So if this feels really uncomfortable for your diaphragm, your rib cage or the belly, bring your knees out really wide. Make space for the body. And then if the floor feels too far away, propping the head up onto blanket, cushion or a block. So you're going to take about 3 more breaths here, really breathing into those shoulders. See if you can keep reaching the arms up overhead. Just release the hands from behind you, bring them underneath the face. And we'll come back into our tabletop position. Good. We'll take 2 more cat-cows. So inhaling, arching the back, looking forward. Exhale, squeezing the belly in, chin curls to chest. Inhale, arch. Exhale, hug it in. And then we'll step into our first downward dog, so tucking toes. Squeezing belly, lifting the knees. And before you straighten the legs, try and shift your hips back in space. And start to look between the feet, and then you can lengthen your legs. Okay, so just making sure that you're not here crunching into your shoulders. So make sure you get that bend in the knees, sliding the hips back, slide the back of the thighs back, and then you can lengthen through the heels. So if your hamstrings feel really tight today, take some pedaling out through the legs. Start to release and open up through the hamstrings. 2 more breaths. Okay, and then we'll come into 3-legged dog. So begin to raise your right leg up and back. Try and keep the front of the right hip down. And then start to draw your chest back, looking at that left foot. And taking it into twisted dog, so bend the right knee and then begin to open out the hips. The right hip stacks above the left, and then we look underneath the right armpit. Try and keep your shoulders square, pressing equally into both hands. Take 1 more breath, and then exhale, right leg comes back down, give the legs a little bit of a pedal out. Left leg, 3-legged dog, so lengthen the left leg up and back, front of the left hip down. Looking back to the right foot. And then twisted dog, so bend that left knee, open out, stacking left hip above the right, looking underneath the left armpit this time. Make sure the shoulders stay level. Don't forget to breathe. And then release. Alright, so right leg's going to come back on the inhale. As you exhale, bend the standing legs, bend the elbows, and then scoop knee in towards the nose. We're going to inhale it up and back. Exhale, bend everything, knee to nose. Good, this time we're going to step the foot through, so inhale, lengthen. Exhale, squeeze that right foot in, and then stepping the foot between the hands as best you can. So from here, you can either bring your left knee down or you can stay lifted. We're going to inhale, open up through the chest. As we exhale, peel the right toes back, forehead to shin. Inhale, open. Exhale, rock it back. We're going to do 2 more. Inhale, open through the chest. Exhale, rock it back. Last one, inhale. Exhale. This time, inhale, holding here, drop the back knee. Left hand to the inside of the right foot. Rock your pelvis back in space a couple of times. Squeeze the belly so that you can find that twist. And then looking up to the right thumb. Option to come off the back knee. And breathe. One more breath in. As you exhale, hands come down. We're going to bring the back knee down if you hadn't already and come into crescent lunge. So release the foot. Try and again tilt your pelvis back a few times and then squeeze the front spine muscles so belly button hugs to spine. And then we're going to reach the arms out. Holding there, breathing into that left hip. Okay, opening up through the chest a little bit more, so take the arms back behind you. We're going to interlace the hands, but bring the index fingers together and then run them down the back of the left thigh, opening up the chest a little bit more. One more breath. Exhale, squeeze belly, bring yourself back up. Inhale, reach the arms. Exhale, hands frame the front foot. Take the back toe, lift the back knee, and then see how you go, bringing that right leg back into downward dog. Let's pedal the legs out. Okay, so we've got all that to do on the left side. So inhaling left leg up and back. Okay, as you exhale, bend everything, squeeze knee to nose. Inhale, up and back. Exhale. This time that foot's going to step through as best you can between the hands. Sometimes I move that left hand out of the way. Option to bring the knee down or stay lifted. We're going to inhale, lift the chest, look forward. Exhale, head to shin. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Exhale. Last one. Good, planting left foot, right hand to the inside of the left foot, knee down. Send the pelvis back in space, twist. And then left arm comes up. Once you're there, you can bring that back knee off again and breathe. One more breath. Exhale, hands come down. Drop the back knee. Release the foot. Tilt the pelvis back a few times. Squeeze belly muscles. Crescent lunge. As you exhale, hands back behind you, interlace the hands, pointer fingers down the back of the right thigh, lift the chest. One more breath. Exhale, squeeze belly, bring yourself back to centre. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands down. Good. Tuck the back toe, lift the back knee. Step the feet back. Downward dog. And we'll hold here. Take some nice deep breaths. And exhale, bring the knees down. Child's pose, the tailbone back towards the heels, arms out in front, forehead down. Reconnect with your breath. And then start to walk your hands back in towards you. Okay, so we're going to take Ustrasana camel pose. So if you've got sensitive knees, I would recommend rolling your mat back a few times and make some padding to go underneath the knees. And we're going to come into a kneeling position like this. So you can do this pose with blocks either side of the ankles if you're just starting out, or if you have a really, really tight thoracic spine. So those are there if you need them. Okay, I'll demo it with the blocks and then I'll demo it again without. So in this position, you want your knees underneath your hips, you want your heels in line with your knees. Okay, so just be careful that you don't have your feet coming wider than your knees. Okay, so quite often the instruction in camel pose is to thrust the hips forward and then take a back bend from there. So personally, I don't like that. It feels compressive in the lower back. So what we're going to do instead is hands to the hips, squeeze those front spine muscles in, squeeze the belly in, and then start to tilt yourself back. Use those powerful thigh muscles to do that. And then one by one, the hands come back to the block. And then from here, start to lift your chest, lift your heart, and lift your face. You can continue to squeeze the belly button in to protect the lower back. And we're going to breathe into the chest. Good. Tuck the chin in first. Squeeze belly and bring yourself back up. Hands to the hips. Take a moment to just sit down onto the heels. Okay, so if you want to try it without the block, so you can come back into that position. Okay, so this time we're going to grab hold of the ankles. So hands to the hips, squeezing into pelvic floor, belly button back to spine. Drop yourself back. Good, strong through those thigh muscles. One by one, bringing hands to the ankles, and then lift the chest, lift the face. So again, personally, I don't like throwing the head back. The head is a very heavy object for the neck to hold on to. So I prefer to just look straight up to the ceiling, or if your neck is particularly tight, I would just look straight ahead. Breathe into the chest. One more breath in. And then exhale, chin curls in first. Squeeze the belly, bring yourself up nice and safely. Release, and then roll your mat out. Bring your knees nice and wide. Bring yourself back down into child's pose. And stretch that out. And start to walk those hands in towards you. Knees together. And then just roll onto the side. We're going to bring ourselves down onto the mat. Bring yourself into a little ball, hugging those knees into the chest. So we're just going to release through the lower back, taking a happy baby pose. So begin to lift your feet up towards the ceiling. Draw the knees down using hands to the inner thighs. And if you can reach, you take hold of the toes. If not, looking where you can reach, so it might be ankles, lower legs, or just keeping it to the inner thighs. So once you've made connection, chin to chest, and then start to rock from side to side. You want to see if you can keep your tailbone connected into the mat. Relax your shoulders. Good. Feet together, knees together. Give yourself a nice hug in. Okay, and then lengthening the body out into Shavasana. So letting the feet fall away from themselves. Back of the hands to the floor, palms face up, chin towards the chest. When you're ready, closing the eyes. And just let your breath go natural. Let your body melt into the earth beneath you. Just let yourself become heavy and relaxed. I'm just going to place the right hand to the low belly, the left hand to the heart space. Just breathing, connecting to those two energy centers. Bringing your mind back to that intention that you made at the start, just honouring this short practice today, just dedicating all of the goodness from the practice to whatever that intention was. And taking a full body stretch, so reaching the arms up overhead, pointing through the toes. Take a nice big breath into the belly. Big sigh out the mouth. Big breath in. Big sigh out. And then carefully, so move really slowly, one leg at a time, and then draw those knees back into the chest. Give yourself a little bit of a rock. And then rolling to the side in order to bring yourself up nice and slowly into your Sukhasana, your easy seat. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed that short vinyasa practice today. So it just felt like a little bit of a sequence to clear the cobwebs out, particularly really opening up through the chest, getting some movement and some flexibility back into the legs and some space for the spine. So if you've only got a short amount of time, it might be nice to kind of do that little sequence a few times throughout the week. It's just a nice little check-in. Alright, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you tomorrow. So we have a special winter solstice practice tomorrow, so I look forward to seeing you then. Alright, thank you very much. Namaste.